Hello and welcome to Ticket to Life. This is Henrie, and I hope that you have had a great morning, afternoon, evening, and I hope that this past week you've had something wonderful happen in your life. No, some of you are saying, well, I beg to differ. I had a horrible week, but if you got up this morning and you were able to get dressed and go to work or whatever you do, have a job, take care of your family, stay at home, then I think that's pretty wonderful. So you did have something wonderful happen to you. Unfortunately, there are so many who can't even get motivated to start their day or even have a job. So you think that's crazy, but it's not. So rethink when you are asked how your day is going. So anyway, again, this is Ticket to Life. I'm Henrie. For you new listeners, I talk about anything and everything on this podcast. If you'd like to share a story with me, don't be shy. Ticket to life022@gmail.com. Names will be changed to protect the innocent because we all have a story to share. And sometimes some of these stories can actually save someone because I like to say no one is going through I'd like to say that a lot of people are going through the same thing that you are. And that's hard to believe sometimes. But anyway, again, I just have I have a little story to tell you. So again, thank you for listening. But so we just got back from Kansas. And while we were there, we had our truck washed. Of course, we have a truck. I'm sure you weren't surprised. A lot of Texans have trucks. It's our Cadillac of vehicles in Texas. It doesn't matter what kind of truck. Most families probably have trucks. I probably should see the percentages of Texans that own trucks. But anyway, our granddaughters, were here and they sat in the back seat. So I wanted someone to, you'd want to keep them happy. And they had plenty of snacks. And if I wanted a snack or something, all I had to do was turn around and look on the floorboard because there were all sorts of treats on the floor. So anyway, it was a good trip. They came to visit and we sadly had to return them back to their parents. But we love our girls. And I have warned my daughter that the youngest, who is 2.5, is a lot like me. And I have apologized for her inheriting her Lita's traits. That's me. Now, they aren't all bad traits, but she has definitely, I see a little mini Lita there, mini me. Well, back to the truck, getting washed. So we drive up. Excuse me. And we drive up and we pull up and ask what kind of car. They ask, well, hi, welcome. What kind of car wash would you like? And my husband always likes to ask people, how's your day going? So there's a young lady there. And he says, so how's your day going? And she says, just living the dream. Okay, great positive attitude. Next, my daughter has just moved to another house in Kansas. And so they were having the house sprayed for pest control because of the wooded areas near them. And my husband asked the young exterminator, and he looked like he could have been maybe in high school or in college. And he asked, so how's your day going? And he replies, just living the dream. Now, at this point, I asked my husband, are they being sarcastic? They seemed really nice, and their replies made me think about these young people when they're saying they're living the dream. Now, are they? As for me, I'm thinking they really could be living the dream in their young life, right? Because they're young, they have jobs, and they seem generally like they're happy young adults and definitely responsible because they have a job and they're working during summer break. So I have to say that the people of Kansas are very kind. They're very friendly. But I've seen some grumpy people at some of the stores too. So, it's everywhere. You get grumpy, you get happy. But when technically everyone is usually very Very nice. Actually, we haven't had anyone be rude to us in Kansas, but you can tell that some people are grumpy, especially the parents. Coming out of Panda Express, you could see a woman was just grumpy because she had her kids. It's summer. Think about it. Teachers are getting that break because they get your kids back in a few weeks. But anyway, now, if we could think like these young people, this world would be such a happy place knowing that we do have wonderful things that happen daily to us: a roof over our head, food on the table, good family. You get the picture, right? Well, how many of you have ever wondered, am I living the dream? I haven't. I've never thought, oh, I'm living the dream. But I have been blessed. So perhaps I am living the dream, but my dream has come true. I found the man of my dreams. I have great kids, great grandchildren, great son and daughter-in-law. But I am blessed with decent health and a lovely family. And I can only think that I guess the reason for this is God. And I know many of you may be rolling your eyes right now saying, oh, I went to church on Sunday, already heard all about the good book for the week. But have you? Did you know that people that believe in God are more likely to have a more positive life? Have you ever known anyone that has faith and all sorts of things have them? They've had good things and bad things happen to them. Yet when something bad happens, they are still positive that things will get better. They always find the positive in the negative. That is also known as the Pollyanna Syndrome. If you've never read the book, it's a good book. But always cheerful and very optimistic, and things will get better. I have that faith, and definitely I have the Pollyanna Syndrome. Now, Pollyanna was a book written by Eleanor Porter, and Disney made a movie with Haley Mills many moons ago. If you haven't read the book and you like to read, it's a good little read. But the movie is really cute. And it is about a young lady who always finds a positive. Now, my question to you, are you lost? If you are lost in life and really looking for something to see you through each day, I can highly recommend Find God. He's lost in so many people's life that we don't allow him to come into our life. We hide them. We hide him because we're scared of letting our guard down. No, I definitely have told you that I am not a doctor, a therapist, a life coach, and most definitely not a pastor or a nun. Could you imagine? Oh. But yet I believe in him, and he gets me through the day. Don't you remember the excitement from believing in Santa for you Santa believers? How you were so excited. So excited until Christmas. Christmas Day comes. And then you forget about Santa until the next October, November. Well, that's what some people do. They have God in their life, then all of a sudden they just forget about him until they're in trouble. So, how many may believe in a different religion and have faith in that? And that too is great for them because it gets them through the day. Some of you may be wondering why and who am I to speak about God with some of my podcasts where I talk about some things that aren't godly. You know which ones. Well, I just need to let you know, guess what? I am human. And or all of us, share our thoughts and opinions. And then if you don't, you should. Just do it in a positive way. That's how we are, and it's okay. Have you done something that you can't forget or forgive yourself for? We all have. It's some certain point in our life. And the best thing is to ask God for forgiveness and ask God to help you see you through your life. Some may say, but I have done this and nothing happens. I still can't forget. Well, some things take a little longer to forget, but you got to learn to forgive yourself and ask for forgiveness. Don't live in the past, live in the now. Because if it's already happened, there's no turning back the time and saying, oh, I need a redo. That's already happened. So hopefully it wasn't anything horrific. It could have been something hurtful to someone. But hopefully you have forgiven yourself, but mainly ask God to forgive you. It will help you it will make you feel a little better, if not a lot better. And ask God to help you see you through your life. Some may say, but I have done this and nothing happens. Well, faith is about patience. And in my book, not the good book, but Henrie's book, I am not saying you have to go to church every day or even every Sunday. You can worship anywhere. If you can make time to adore your phone and social media, and yes, that's adoring your phone because you can't do without it, then you can worship God. Some of us, first thing in the morning, look to see who's been on social media first thing in the morning and what did I miss? Yeah, I've done it before. I will admit I have done it before. And I promise that spending even 5 minutes, although God deserves more than 5 minutes a day, but 5 minutes a day saying thank you. Asking God to forgive you, asking God to help you through a day, through an obstacle you may be going through in life. 5 minutes, not 5 hours, but if you have 5 hours to spare for God, then give it to him. Look around you and no, I do not spend 5 hours praying, but look around you and then look outside of your surroundings. Some may seem like they have it all, and that's what you want. But more than likely, they don't. We hide behind things. Some develop a fake life to fit in and gain social status. Fake profiles help provide a fantasy for some people. And someone, they are not even who they are. And some feel they need to follow in that way. Well, you don't. When you can learn to accept who you are and how good of a human being you are, you will be on the right track. And thank God for that. Now, there's a line. I don't know how many of you saw the movie Jesus Revolution. It came out, I don't know, 2 years ago, a year ago. I don't even know. I went to see it. And if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. And yes, it might help you change your life. And it is a true story about the Jesus Revolution. And, you know, they say that they're talking about how all these teenagers, these hippies were lost. They were doing drugs. They were lost. They were just so lost looking for the right thing. Then it started off small where one started listening to Jesus. Jesus, you're listening to, I guess, a pastor or reading the good book. I don't know, but it blew up and it was amazing. And it's still going on to this day in California. So anyway, in the movie, again, I highly recommend it. But there's a quote, but don't quote me because I'm trying to remember exactly. It's not verbatim what they said in the movie, but hopefully I'm close. And someone in the movie, it's the mom in the movie, she says, "The truth is quiet and lies are loud." The truth is quiet and lies are loud. And that is like powerful words right there, right? Because so many of us hide from the truth. But boy, those lies come out and they are loud. Now those are, I know I don't talk about politics, but many politicians and major public figures definitely fit this line. The truth is quiet, but boy, lies are loud. So choosing our comfort level in life is easy, and yet trying to cross over to something else is hard. Trying to change is hard. I can honestly tell you to believe and have faith in God. Have faith in yourself. The sky is the limit. Now, the naysayers might say, I have believed in God all my life, and there's something bad that comes my way. all the time. Well, I have to tell everyone, God made us pretty smart. And we need to help ourselves and not wait for the right job, right certain someone, the right move in our lives. We have to help ourselves. Also, leaving things in God's hands once you pray is very, very hard. I will tell you that is a very, very hard thing to do. Some people are like, oh, well, I pray about it all the time. But I think we're supposed to just leave it. Just say it, leave it, move on. And that is hard. And I know that. Have I done it? Yes, I have. And it is tough. But it is something that you can help yourself with. And you have to, I guess, train your mind to do it. But it is something that is hard to do. But again, back to, we can help ourselves to change our lives. But now that I have learned in many years of maturing, I have to laugh when I say I'm mature, but being an adult is hard. But growing up is harder for some young kids. But it is hard growing up. I think that so many people are now saying, why are babies being born? This world is chaotic and this and that. They are our future. They are the ones who will change. I mean, they were probably saying that when we were in our mother's womb. Why are you having another baby? Haven't you seen what the world's like? That new child may be the one who can change the world to better. Now, my husband and I are listening to the Bible in a Year with Father Mike Schmidt, and we listen to it every night before bed. And I think everyone should listen to it. If you have time, read it. It's easier to listen to it, someone else reading it to you, and then he says a prayer, and then he kind of does a little opinion about what he just read. So it's really good. But the thing is, you wouldn't believe how much violence there was. I didn't know there was so much violence back in the day. I mean, so apparently war has been around forever. People hating people, people loving people, people lusting after people, families betraying each other. It's been, and you're like, how is that in the Bible? Because it's reality. We all know that. But all those things had to happen in order for us to get to the New Testament, where, ta-da, Jesus arrives. So it's pretty gruesome. I know a lot of people would say, well, wait, why is the all-loving God having this happen? Because, again, we are human. We make our own decisions. You can blame God for so many things in life, but we do. And illnesses, those are out of our control. Those are out of His control. And He does perform miracles each and every day. You don't hear about miracles, but they are performed each and every day. That's why we need to really appreciate our family, our loved ones, because you don't know from one day to the other. I went to the doctor the other day and I'm leaving, and she said, well, we'll see you in 6 months. And then she said, well, the receptionist says, do you want to make your appointment? I was like, no, Jesus could come between now and then. I'll make it as soon as it gets here. In 6 months, I'll make an appointment, because you never know. I believe, I really do. I believe in the Father Almighty, and I laugh a lot and I make jokes about things, but it is true. I think life is hard, and having faith is so much easier to get me through a day. From the loss of family, from friends being sick, family being sick. But it gets me through the day. I mean, it just does. And it can help you. Just having faith. So anyway, back to children. I think that kids do have it tough now. I think that that's why you're their parent. That's why they need your guidance, and introduce them to God early. That maybe they will realize that many things are out of their hands. Help them worry less. I mean, I just think about how much I worried and wanted to fit in when I was younger. I think we all did. Some of us are just a natural. You have that charisma and people just want to be around you. Trust me, I don't have the charisma. But it is funny. I think you're born with it. But why do we need to fit in? We are who we are. People will like you. People will love you for who you are. I love you. I appreciate you. And I don't even know all of you, but I feel as though I do. I have so many people listening, and I am so grateful and thankful for that, because that just brightens my day. So sometimes, again, take care of your kids. Make time to make sure to spend time with them, because they grow up way too fast. I see my granddaughters, and one's 5 and the other 2.5, and my grandson's already 9 months. It's like, this is crazy how quickly time is flying. And I have to admit, as you get older, it seems like it flies quicker. I don't know why. The days are getting shorter already for mid-July. It's just crazy. Time is valuable. Your time is valuable. You are valuable. But God is valuable. And you need to try. I'm not telling you have to. Of course, would you listen to me? You need to try to make time for God and you. Just you and Him. And yes, time, I have to admit, finally realized a few years ago that I shouldn't be worrying. So I worry so much less now. And I have to admit that it was not easy, but something happened, and I can't even tell you what it was, but I realized things were out of my hands. Sometimes I slip up and I might start overthinking things, because I do that a lot sometimes about silly things. And then I remember that God has my back. I may not get that answer that I was expecting, but when I do get an answer, it's an aha moment. That suddenly realization why things didn't go that way. And wow, so thankful they went this way. So I know some people were raised in a very religious family. So as you grew up, you got turned away from the church. You're like, done with religion. If you're an atheist and that's working for you, great. If you are any other type of religion and it's working for you, great. But if you are seeking something wonderful, God is the way. Now, I just want to let you know that if you ever are in need of help is always there for you. It's with you 24/7. And some people may say, oh, look, that woman's talking to herself again. Well, no, you're talking to God. Or I know I'm talking to God. And I think I've mentioned I enjoy praying the rosary daily. I kind of slacked off for a little bit because it was becoming more of a habit and not a meaningful part of my day. So I've started up again. But you don't want to get into a rut where you go to church, you follow the service, you go, or some of people just do it for social time with adults, and that's great, but also go for the right reason. I'm not telling you not to go to church. I'm saying go to church to find a reason. If you don't like the church you're at, but you don't want to upset anyone, guess what? It's okay. Find another church. It's okay. You shouldn't be upset about upsetting that church. You should be upset. I think it would be more disturbing for you just to stop. Listen to, we watch church from Kansas every Sunday now. I have not been to my church in forever, because there is a little bit different. And yes, I'm Catholic, but find it for yourself. I will tell you the one I do watch, and I guess it's okay. They're not paying me to say that. It's Westside in Lenexa, Westside Family Church. I think that's what it's just amazing. When you can feel the Holy Spirit in a service and you get it, man, it will take your day, like it'll get you thinking. It's just amazing. And our daughter is the one who introduced us to this church. We went, she was baptized, and someone said, wasn't she baptized as a baby because you are a Catholic? Yes, she was. But guess what? That was my choice, not hers. And now as an adult, she made that choice to be baptized. And then on Easter, this past Easter, my son-in-law was baptized. I said, okay, if you don't want to be baptized, you don't have to go to church thinking, oh gosh, I got to get baptized. Trust me, you will know. You will definitely know. I can't even explain how it makes you feel. No, I've not been baptized as an adult, as a child, confirmation, the Catholic thing. But there's just something about hearing the word. And I guess it's the way it's presented. It's the way it's told. It's from the heart. But again, I'm sorry, I'm going off someplace else. But anyway, I just want you to know, have faith in yourself, have faith in God. But know you are meant to do some great things. And I know there's a lot of horrible stuff, like I mentioned a while ago, going on in the world. So pray. Pray for these people. Pray for these things. And I pray for you. I don't even know you, but I know that everyone deserves prayer. I pray that you have a wonderful day. I pray that you are safe. I pray for those who are suffering from depression. I pray for all of you. And I thank you. And I'm very grateful to all of you who listen. So, faith versus Pollyanna. I will admit to you, I have a lot of faith and I have a lot of Pollyanna in me. And that's not bad, people. So I hope that you can go and find your faith or your Pollyanna, whichever is going to help you through your life. Because it's one of the most positive and wonderful things you can do for you and your family and those that you are around. So I would like to say thank you for listening, and please, please, please go find God, and please go find your blessings because they're right in front of you. Thank you again for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful next 7 days until I see you next week. Thanks for listening.